Okay guys, let's talk about Idi Amin and the Indians in Uganda. And let's say what nobody says. In 1972, the people of Uganda demanded the expulsion of Asians from Uganda, a demand that Ugandans had been making since before independence. Yes, the British knew it, but they don't tell you that it was demanded by all East Africans, and that Kenya and Tanzania actually expelled 10 times more Asians than my father, President Idi Amin, in 1972. And those two countries did so just 3 years before Uganda. So we expelled the Asians from Uganda, and we expelled their British colonialists as well, plus the Israelis also with them, together with the Asians. The British went back to Britain and didn't say anything. The Israelis went back to their original home countries in Europe and didn't say anything. The Indians who opted to stay in Uganda and take Ugandan citizenship were glad of the opportunity to continue living in Uganda and keeping their wealth. But it's only the Indians who opted for Britain who are the loudest pretenders. Instead of saying thank you, President Idi Amin, for sending us to Europe where we were all excited to go, and have since even thrived 1,000 times over, they pretend to cry about being expelled from Uganda as if it was their country. No, it isn't. Uganda belongs to Ugandans. And if you had taken the offer of citizenship that President Idi Amin offered, all of you at the time, then yes, you would be an owner of this country like all of us. But you refused, didn't you? So we don't know you, and this is not your country. India is. Therefore, going to live in Europe was a God-given chance that you actually wouldn't miss for anything in the world to this day, right? What is also quite intriguing is that none of you ever complained about how Britain, at the historic onset of colonialism, forcefully exiled you and your ancestors from India to Uganda in the first place as slaves to build their empire in our countries. You were fools of colonialism. So where is your complaint about that slavery and your request for compensation from His Majesty King Charles III? None. You are hypocrites. At least say this. Thank you, Your Excellency President Idi Amin, for sending us to Europe rather than back to our filthy racist India, and now we are all freely enjoying Britannia for generations to come. Why have I not heard you say that except in secret Facebook groups amongst yourselves? You know it was a blessing in disguise, and if you are not happy with being sent to Britain, why don't you return to your own country, India, even right now? You all don't like your own country and its bigotry and discrimination against you as the lowest of the lowest in your country's despicable caste system. That's what you are. And you are happy we sent you into the UK, isn't it? In fact, let me ask the question to everyone here. If you were an Indian economic migrant in Uganda, would you prefer Idi Amin expelled you back to India, or would you rather he gives you a free air ticket and free life in Britain like he did for the Asians of 1972? These people are ungrateful hypocrites. We compensated you for everything you left behind, and the smart ones amongst you have used that to get where you are in the world today. You are millionaires, mayors, prime ministers, FBI directors in Western countries like UK and America. Say thank you, President Idi Amin. How many people in Africa and Asia today would do anything, even die in the sea, just to get the opportunity we gave to you to go and live in Europe? Anyway, listen, on this subject, you can fool the British, but not the African. Here, every Ugandan to this day will tell you how President Idi Amin was right to kick the British Empire and its colonial cronies from India out of Uganda and put the Ugandan economy squarely in the hands of Ugandans. Whether they learn and thrive or waste their chance and fail, it's up to them. And he did it without even taking a single coin, property, or business for himself. The last thing I want to conclude with is that it wasn't hate. It was geopolitical economics in the interest of Uganda, its people, and the deprived people of the African continent. Cheers, my friend.